Recording, by the way. Let's say how to nav.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay, a dashboard on Tableau. Now, with the tool, you can also create content in various languages. You can see we have a pretty long list of languages. In this case, I'm going to use English US. And then I hit go, and the capture is starting. And you can see we have this is our control panel for which you can move around. Like you can see it's here. And you can brand it. In this case, I had the SDC India brand on it. And all I have to do at this point is essentially go through this workflow that I'm trying to capture. So I'm inside Tableau. I'm just going to go into this dashboard, which is a standard web engagement dashboard. And let's say I want to go through and explain the various tables that exist like inside this dashboard. So I can just like go and just click on whatever areas in the dashboard I wish to explain. I can also show things like controls like inside the dashboards, like metrics like this. And let's exit out. And you can see like every time that I perform an action on the screen, the counter on the control panel goes up, which means that it's essentially capturing an event on the screen. So I can click on edit in this case and move things around. Like I can pin this area here. And then let's say after I'm concluded with the workflow that I wanted to show, I can hit stop either here or on the control panel. So I'm going to click stop. And now let's see what Guidde is doing with the information that was captured. So as I said, like we believe in visual content. So we created out of this like essentially a multimodal content. It's composed of a video at the top, and then a selection of basically all the steps that I performed on screen that are automatically highlighted. And then with the AI's help, we're creating descriptions for each of the steps that I perform. So both like you can see an introduction, this is created automatically, but also for every one of the steps, like in this case, I clicked on total activity, you can see it's creating a description for that step on my behalf. So this is like a great start that basically follows everything that I performed online, and it's creating that tutorial on my behalf, including an intro and a summary. Now, we want the content to be as engaging as possible. So this is only visual so far. It's only I can read this and look at the images, but it's missing a sense. It's missing the audio part. So in this case, we give you the option to have a voiceover, like a machine-generated narration. In this case, I can pick my speaker. So I can pick, let's pick David in this example, and then I can generate a voiceover. What it does is it takes every one of these descriptions here and converts them using AI text-to-voice to an audio track. So you'll see the video is being generated as we speak.
Welcome to this guide on how to navigate your web dashboard using Tableau. Follow the instructions below to learn how to access different features and sections of your dashboard.
Okay, so it basically builds out a complete video like with the narration. I hope you were able to hear it. But every step, like without me having to speak it, and in many cases, you know, people may want to have like a consistent voice like for the organization. Also, a lot of people don't like, you know, I think most people in the world don't like the way their own voice sounds. So this gives you a way to basically be consistent and have like a very clear voice. And this asset is then created, like where you can see like every step here is being there's a visual and an audio track created for that video. You saw how long it took me. It's like in less than a minute, I'm able to have like a very good like starting point like for the asset that I'm creating. All of it, I didn't have to speak. I didn't have to do anything. So this is like, I would say, the first cut of the video of the asset that I'm creating. And as you can see, it enables the viewer, when you share this, they can either, if a person likes to watch a video, they can click play and watch it here. If they want to just like jump to the steps, like I want to see what the step is about, I can navigate and just read it. So it caters to the preference of the viewer rather than the creator. Now, this is the first cut. So in many cases, you'd want to tailor this even further. So we have a very streamlined editor that enables you to do this. So you don't need to be a video professional. I think video editing is really hard. It's something that it's a skill set that not many people like are really good at. Like especially, we want this to be a tool that anybody in the company can use. So our editor is more similar to a presentation editor. So you can, as you can see, it's essentially, you can just like, if you've used PowerPoint before, you can easily do this. You're able to like move things around and just like introduce additional shapes on any, essentially this is like a slide. So you can just like create shapes. If there's any sensitive information, you're able to blur it out like this. So you're essentially editing the visuals. And you can do the same for the voiceover. So we can go here and then say, you can do this. And then when I'm saving it, it's generating a voiceover on the...
Hello, STC India chapter.
Okay, so I can modify the voiceover to my liking. And on the slides, I can also do things like motion and introduce like transitions between the slides, basically build a more engaging asset that I can then share, audio, introduce like background music. And then once the asset is ready, what I'm able to do with it is I can save it and it's ready to go. And I can then decide like what I want to do with it, essentially which mediums I want to share the content into. So we give you like a range of options for that. So the most common one, if it's something that's ad hoc, that you just like somebody asks you a question, you want to share it, you're able to take a link or a GIF of the video and send it out. But if you're creating an article and you want to publish a new knowledge base article, this is like what we call smart copy. It's our most common method for doing that. So we support both HTML as a format, but also Markdown. And you can easily just like click on whichever platform you're using for your documentation. In this case, I'm clicking Zendesk, and I can just take an article here. And just like I click on code view, paste it in. And when you save it, what you're able to get is essentially you have a complete knowledge base article that has an inline video player in it. And when you paste the images, you essentially have all the images with the call outs and the titles, which you can then go and just like edit them using the native editor of, if you're using Freshdesk, you'll use Freshdesk. So this is like Freshdesk. And then if you're using any other tool, you're just like using it inside that tool. Now, the images, the other great thing is they're linked into our platform. So if you have to go and later on the interface, the UI change, you're able to change them centrally, like here inside Guide, and it would be reflected back into the KB platform and automatically updated. So you have a continuous like way of keeping the images fresh as well. And you saw how easy it was. Like you didn't really have to work at all at creating these images. They're done automatically on your behalf. Plus, you get the video asset as part of the creation process. Any questions so far? I'd love to address before showing you some additional things that this can do.
Feel free to unmute yourself or type your questions in the chat window. So Dan, the question I have is about the descriptions, in the sense the prompt. If I'm looking at it from a writer's perspective who generally does this, I understand what is typically automated without me being worrying about the accuracies, the clicks and the steps, right? And that is fine.
Mhm.
But how is the description generated, and what is your experience about that being useful to what extent? Because the description is something where the humans really add a value by bringing in why they should click, for example, the total activity, right? Or what happens if you do something else, or what is the best practice about it. How does the description that is auto generated fare compared to what humans could do in your
So
experience?
so today, the way that that we generate the essentially this sentence right here is
Mm,
we provide the AI, we use GPT, basically information about the application that this is about. It's in this case, it was Tableau. The control that was selected, total activity in this case, and then the objective of this entire guide, which was how to navigate your web dashboard. So this is and some more, let's call them clues that the AI can then use to generate the narration. Now, this obviously is this is almost like like a standard operating procedure. It's like
mm,
the very minimum instruction. You can elaborate a whole lot on this if you're for sure you would. Like you can say, look, total activity relates maybe to just like a specific geography, and you may want to use additional options in case you want to filter to India, things of that nature. AI does not know that. What we're
right,
at least in this current version, what we're about to
right,
add is to prove to right now it's the information that is being pulled is just native from the application, from Tableau in this case. We're adding the option to feed the AI with additional context. So you could, let's say you have a brief or a PRD that is talking about this feature, you'll be able to incorporate that into as like a foundation information that the AI can use. In that case, it would be able to not write like a simple sentence like this, but it would also know that, okay, total activity, this is where we had A, B, and C options as well. And this was written in the PRD, and it would be able to take that and create just like a richer text output. But right now, it's giving you kind of like a great head start, but this is the case where you, as the human writer, you'll be able to enrich it and provide your expert information following it.
right, right. I think that answers one of our participant Manini's question, that you're able to edit the generated text. But her second part of the question is, once that is generated, can you also apply some organizational specific standards to that text? In the sense, can you make it adhere to a certain style guide? For example, instead of click, I want to say click on every time.
So today we use like specific keywords like click and click on or select. We use a style, like our own style guides. It's something that is planned to have an org select. Like we also give the option to translate it. Let's say click in French is cliquer, and then some people, I think in other parts, use it in other non-French speaking, non-France French speaking countries use a different verb for it. So we'll enable that. But today it's pretty rigid on the keywords that we use.
Right,
There was a question here on outputting, like what are the formats that can be
right,
extracted from it. So I showed you smart copy. This is like for embedding it into third-party tools. In terms of export, what we support today is the following options. So MP4, I would say, is the standard video format used like in pretty much every platform in the world. That's the classic one, and you can load it to Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you'd like. GIF, we talked about earlier. PDF, we support like two options. So one is like a document PDF, which uses a similar layout to the knowledge-based article. Let me show you like what it looks like. So this would be, and then the second one is a slides format. So this essentially is a PDF where it just takes the layout. And then the second type of PDF is like this, like that you can actually read like all the slides with their accompanying description. So this is like the export options. And then in terms of embed, we essentially provide an iframe that you can insert into your platform. And it also has this option, which I think most of you will, I'm not sure if you were aware of this, but most video embeds today are not indexed by your knowledge-based search engine. So let's say you loaded an hour-long webinar into your knowledge base. The transcript of that webinar is rarely indexed. So this option, essentially what it does is it allows the search function on the KB to also index the content of the video. And it's valuable because essentially you have one search and you created this content. It allows the search to actually consume it as well.
That's great. And I'm assuming some of these will be SCORM, SCORM compliant for uploading to LMSs, etc.
We don't, the format today is not SCORM compliant. It's MP4 loads well into LMS. Like I think we support, I don't think we've encountered an LMS that this doesn't support, but the format is usually HTML plus MP4 is like the one that I think the LMS have used, that people that use LMS used Guide with.
Right. Okay, I think that answers Jyoti's questions. We also have some questions about the whole pricing model. I'm hoping that you'll cover at the end of it. And then
closed captioning, I saw a question.
Yeah.
Yes, it is supported like as part of the player. There is closed captioning. And then I see another question on interactive. So this is inside the video, like what you can do is, so this is, I would say, the very basic video that I just showed you. Now, what you're also able to do is when you create the video the first time, typically what we do is on the last slide, the final slide, like the closing slide, there is an automatically generated call to action. So you can see it like, it looks like this. It's like, in this case, you can, let's say, you can modify what you like it to say. And it links typically to an external link. In this case, it picks up the URL of the app where it was captured, which is, in this case, it was Tableau. So when you run it, when you play the video, did I embed? Okay, yeah, let's see it here. So I embedded the video, I'm playing it.
Welcome to access different tabs, options, and sections of your dashboard efficiently.
You can see it. I can just I have it here, like open an app. When I click on it, it takes me to where that video was taken, in this case, Tableau. So this gives your readers, your viewers, a CTA. I watched the video, I watched the content that you created, then I want to perform it. This gives you like a quick link to do that. Now, we also introduce an option to do essentially like a decision tree navigation. So I can, on any slide, I can click on like multiple actions, and then I can do this. And let's go, like this would be getting started, and I can jump to a step like this, or I can go to a different video. So let's go like, I don't know, let's go to this video here. This would be one option, and then this would be like admin users. Let's go to, in this case, bmc.com. This is the second option. And then the third option, I can go and something like this, and I can just like either go to a step, go to a video, or go to an external link. So let's do like an external link in this case. And then this creates kind of like a navigation menu that you can essentially create journeys that combine multiple videos at the same time. So you can introduce this at any slide along the way. The way that it looks like is like this. So this is, again, a video embedded on on that knowledge base article. And from here, as a viewer, I can jump. I can, like if I'm on the finance team, I can click on finance team, and it essentially
Click on the finance option.
and essentially it plays in line and it jumps on
This
to any point, like or to a different video. It creates like different journeys based on your audience. So these are the options, like to create I would say interactivity like within the video. The one at the end, like the single CTA is created automatically. This one you'll have to create manually as you're building the content.
All right. Perfect. I think there's some obvious questions about being able to embed in Confluence, I guess, with all the formats. The answer is yes, with MP4 and others, right? I mean, it's
Yes, Confluence is one of the smart copy options right here. Confluence, I think if you go to our knowledge base, there is like a little there. They have a specific iframe control that you have to use. There is an article and a video that shows you how to do that. But yes, a lot of our customers are using Confluence and Notion.
Mhm. Maybe if you want to take this later or now about comparison with competing options like Camtasia. I'm sure either this is a question from Divya, maybe.
Yeah, so I think, a lot of our customers have used or are using Camtasia, and I think it's a pretty common tool. I think the main difference is, and people, one, we're adding more and more video capabilities into our platform, but I think what people that have used Guide and have used Camtasia in the past found is that this is essentially, some people call it like a souped up version of Camtasia. The idea is that it just streamlines a lot of the creation process. Camtasia is, I would say, a pretty advanced tool. So if you know it, if you use it, it's great. But the ramp up to actually be familiar with it is really hard. Like to create great content with it, you have to work really hard on doing that. The second, so we try to build a tool that anybody can do, anybody can use, and it just like creates a more accessible function. Sometimes you want, you don't know everything, and there's a subject matter expert on your team, could be a support person, it could be customer success, could be product, that you want them to, there's a new feature in the product, you want them to just provide it to you and give you like a head start on what it looks like. You're not going to send them to Camtasia. It's going to be really hard for them. With this tool, they can create and give you that quick first draft, and then from that point on, you can just like, let's say I build this and I send this over to you, and then you can come in and just like take the entire transcript here and just modify it and build more substance into it. But the flow is already established, and they didn't really have to work hard on creating that flow. The other thing that I didn't mention is this allows them to also record their own voice. So them or you're able to essentially not use the AI generated voice, but just like record your own voice and create a more personalized approach. So this, I would say, is a really streamlined way to create the content. The other difference from Camtasia is we're not only a creation platform, but we're also a hosting platform. So after you created the content, it's added to a shared library like this that people in your team can use. And the videos, as part of the service, are also hosted in Guide. You can, as we showed, like you can embed them, and they're delivered from our service. There's no need for another loading it to a video hosting platform. It's part of the solution, and so you're able to track both the creation, the consumption of the content, and then you can create almost like private video spaces. So you can build what we call a space and essentially create a collection of videos for a team or a specific product or a specific topic that you like to organize. And this, you can invite customers into this space. You can also invite specific team members. So I would say a streamlined way to create content, to edit it, but also to host it and organize the content all in one place. So we kind of like took a few tools and simplified them and created like a more streamlined approach to how to use them.
Right. Yep.
On the Confluence server, yes, it supports both cloud and Confluence server.
Another question was about reusing parts of created video, if I can.
Yeah. So what you can do,
Part.
let's say I'm inside this video that I created, but there's another video that I want to use for like from the past. So the way to do that is you can a video or another external screenshot. So what you can do is you can either add manual steps like in the process, like what we call a title step, an image step, which could be an external image, or you can import steps like from a different video. So let's use search for like this, something like this. And then I can pick like whether to include the cover and the ending. In this case, I'm not going to use it. And then I can just like import it. And then what it does is it, as you can see, like it inserted the slides like from a different video, and maybe this slide I don't like, so I can just like delete it. So you're able to reuse content like from another piece of content that you created.
Great. I think in the interest of time, maybe you could go ahead and finish the rest of the demo, and then we can pick up the questions. I think the pricing is the one that is our pricing model basically is what
yes.
the question that we have left.
Okay.
And
So
localization is the other one. Yeah.
So, okay, so I'll start with actually the localization. So today, we support, I think, over 20 languages today. So the way to localize the content today is we enable you to basically create a replica of the content, like using this, like make a copy. And then you can you essentially create V2 of that content in a different language. This is the method today. What we're coming out with by the end of this month is a way to do that in bulk, to basically create the content one time in English, in this case, and then select the languages that you want to have versions for. And it would just like create, in one instance, the same asset with translated visuals. So this would be like how to navigate would also be translated, and localized voiceover in that destination language that you choose in one fell swoop. Like today is, I would say it's manual way to do it, but by the end of the month, it's coming with a way to do that in bulk.
And are you able to record only web-based software or even a locally installed desktop software?
So today our capture tool is only browser-based. We have plans to have a desktop version. I think by the end of the year is the current plan. For desktop-based, some of our customers have found various ways to do that, like using like remote desktop, or like if you want to do a terminal application, like a CLI application. There's knowledge-based articles in our own KB on how to do that, like and mobile application the same way. That essentially what they do is they open a like for mobile application, we typically recommend to use this app like Visor, which opens up in a browser tab, and then you can record your mobile phone through the browser tab, and then the terminal, I forget the name of it, but I can share it like after the call. Same thing, same idea. Like it opens a terminal like in a browser tab, and you can record it that way. But as I said, there's a desktop recorder coming out probably by the end of the year.
Great, thanks. I think, Dan, we've covered most of the relevant questions. So do you want to move forward?
Sure. So pricing model, we essentially are a seat-based model. which leverages creators. So it's like people on your team that are actually creating content. They are counted as licensed member of the solution. We have various tiers, business tier, a pro tier, and a enterprise tier, depending on what your organization needs. I would say it's pretty, viewers are unlimited, so you can have, you can invite people that not necessarily will create content. You just like invite them to view content. That's unlimited. In the price tier, like we also have a free tier that you can use and just test out the solution. And it also gives you a trial that a 14-day trial of the business tier to try out some of the options there. I think like one of the most requested capabilities that is in the business tier is branding, which essentially creates like a very consistent look and feel like for content that everybody on the team is creating. So this allows you to create your specific intro and ending slides, pick your color scheme, like use specific logos that are relevant for your organization, fonts, arrow colors, and then this basically allows you to create a look and feel that one is consistent, but also adheres to the brand guidelines. So we've had marketing teams build like specific cover and ending slides that their team uses. So you can see like some examples here. But this, I think, is one of the most requested capabilities that our customers have asked for.
Great.
That's it. I think any other questions or things that I've not covered? Let me see if there's any other things in the chat. Okay, so for remote collaboration, you can invite people to collaborate on content that you created. So we have a role that's called the content manager, which as part of the creation flow, what customers have typically done is there's, I would say, the SME, the subject matter expert, or the technical creator that create the content, and then typically they would pass it to an editor. And both of them can collaborate on the same asset that was created. Some of our customers have used Spaces as a platform for that. So essentially, like inside this mechanism here, they've built a staging space. Let me see if I have something like that. Oh, right there. So like a staging space, this is where you add content to, which is like a draft. And then from here, only specific people can can edit and finalize the content, and then publish it to the production space where you can then take the production content and embed it into the various destinations. Yes, there's another question on subscription for an individual user. Yeah, you can. We have that option. It's under the Pro option, and then you can choose to pay on an annual basis or a month-over-month basis, and you can cancel after a month if you like. We hope you don't.
Was there any other capabilities that you wanted to draw your attention, the audience's attention to?
I think like one last thing is the platform is also, because we are a video-centric platform, we also, some of our customers use it to host additional content that was not necessarily created on Guide. So you can take webinars, recordings that you may have with a customer, and what we've seen, like some of our customers do is, like, let's say I'm on customer-facing spaces. Let's say I'm interacting with Acme Corporation. I'm able to create content and load it into the solution, invite that customer members into this space. And then let's say we have a monthly catch-up call with that customer. I'm able to load that content into the platform, and I can load a Zoom recording or a Microsoft Teams recording or any type of Google Meet recording, load it into here, and then it creates a shared medium where the customer knows that all the content is located, and then they can also search for content based on the titles and the transcripts of that video. And then we also, one thing I forgot to mention, it's all the content is basically categorized. So you're able to classify the content by the application, the language, the type of content that's created, and then you can also tag the content as a means to organize it a little bit further. Yes, training material on how to use Guide. So yes, we have a inside the product. We use Intercom as both as our communication tool, but also as our knowledge base. And the knowledge base is accessible like this, like directly like from within the platform, like you can see it here. And then if you just want to read it outside the platform, you can just go to help.guide.com, and then this has a bunch of videos, a lot of knowledge-based articles that we're continuously improving and updating. And I think a lot of our learnings on delivering the content in a way that AI wants to read it was we've tested a lot of tools like Intercom Fin and Zendesk, Zenny, I think I forget the name of their bot. But I think over time, like our key learning is you just want to create more and more content that the AI would be just like blanket your application, making the likelihood that the AI will hallucinate, just like decrease that, and just give the AI more and more content that they can learn, that it can learn from. Definitely would make the results of it, the answers that it can give better. And translations on the fly, as I said, it's coming by the end of this month. Basically, you record once in any language, English, UK, Spanish, whatever you like, and then translate everything in a batch in multiple languages based on your whichever language that you want to use.
Right. This is great information, Dan. And I think in the course of conversation, you've covered a lot of questions that I already had on my list about, any upcoming features on the roadmap, or, how does it compare with competitors? Those were kind of questions that I had listed, but we've kind of covered all of that in this interaction. Is there anything else that we should have covered today, which is not yet touched?
No, I think we went through pretty much the key capabilities. This is a super, like I would say, we designed. Typically, we do a demo in 5 minutes. It's a super easy tool to use.
Yeah.
If it's hard, it means that we didn't do our job well. And like we build it so if you use PowerPoint before, there's no reason why you should not be able to use Guide.
Right. There's a question about safety, security of the data. I'm assuming a lot of that is covered as a part of business basics, is it?
Yeah, so we are SOC 2 compliant, have been for 3 years straight. All the data is encrypted at rest and in transit. We are a cloud-based platform, so this is, it's not all the data is hosted in our own cloud, which is GCP, Google Cloud based. We've passed, I would say, numerous security validations by a lot of customers. Many of them you can see them on our site, are cybersecurity vendors on their own. So we've been through pretty rigid examinations. Myself, like my previous company was a cyber company, so we're you can, it's something that we're continuously working on, and security is part of the core DNA of the company, like from day one.
Great. Thank you, Dan. There are more than 50 people here who mostly come from different organizations. And if they want to take this forward and have, work with any of your team members, what should they do? How should they go about, trying it out or having a demo within their own organization?
Yeah,
What's the best way to reach?
I would say that we have one of two ways. One, the easiest one is just go to our site, guide.com, install the free extension, log in, and try it out for your team, invite team members, and let us know what you think. The second option is if you want to introduce it to additional people on your team, we can definitely schedule, and we do this all the time. You can reach out to us. We can create a demo. One of our sales team or our business development team can hop on a call. We have a lot of team members are in Israel, so it's pretty close time zone to India, and it's fairly convenient for us to schedule it that way. I would say if you want to pursue that route of the demo, you can just like reach out to right here, like in contact us, just reach out to us or send us an email here, and one of the team members will be able to schedule a demo with you. So I would say these are typically the two options that we have, and then they can answer any questions that I wasn't able to answer today, or any additional inquiries that you may have.
Great. Thanks a lot for your time, and all the audience people. Thank you for very insightful and interesting questions,
Hey,
which really brought out all of the information.
hello.
Yeah,
Sorry to
go
interrupt.
ahead.
I had a question. Hope that's okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Yeah. Hey, hi, Dan. Thanks for all the
Hi.
information that you provided. So I and a couple of my colleagues actually were trying out Guide a while back. So regarding video documentation, and we are trying to document, an application interface. So we noticed, I think you've already touched upon that, but yeah, we noticed that while we were, trying to capture the application, there was an option where we needed to browse to our local repository and, select a file. So when we looked back at the video that was generated, it didn't cover that the part where we, browse to our local file and selected it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the limitation actually, which made us stop there, or trying to look back at how we can fix that. So that is something, the limitation that you also talked about, right? And when do you think there will be option to have this functionality working?
So when you capture on the browser, like when you use this mechanism of the browser extension, there is certain information that is exposed to the capture tool. In this case, like because it's from what I understand from it's like a desktop or a local file that is not accessible by the browser tool. So today, the workaround for that type of flow would be to basically post fact, like create the flow, like I showed earlier, and then after go back in and just like take a screenshot of that the desktop. And then let's say I'm doing it right here. I would go here and then I would do image step, and then I can just like drag a screenshot. I'll show you like something. Let's find a screenshot from my desktop. Let's pick one. So I'm just like, I pick the screenshot like from my desktop like this, and then I would paste it in. So essentially you have all the flow, but this allows you to customize it like with content like that comes from the outside. Like this would be the current workaround. The upcoming solution would be to use our desktop capture, and then it would, which as I said, it's coming probably by the end of the year. And this would allow you to just like capture everything, including the applications outside the browser, including the browser, basically in one complete flow. But today, the current method would be to just like insert a image step and then add it to the content that you already created.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Thanks, Dan. Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right. So thanks again, everyone. I think we can call it a meeting today. And this was great demo. Dan, again, thanks for your time, and you have a good day ahead. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks a
Dan.
lot.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Paris, for hosting us.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.